Hey guys, older two man. I put mud like 1990s, whatever. Okay, it doesn't matter. That's the way I learned. Okay, I learned using the trowel and putting it on and getting that seam going. All right. So regardless of the point, you put that mud on there and you make it look pretty. I got my kids over here helping me, so I can teach them my trade. Okay, each one teach one. That's how it goes. All right, so now we're going ahead and I use the sponge. The sponge helps a lot, especially if you use 5 minute mud. You can use a sponge on top of it and it'll smooth it out really good. If you're trying to use the other mud, you probably gotta wait a couple of hours. But that 5 minute or that 45 minute mud pretty much sets up within that hour. Okay. And now we're gonna hit our edges. It doesn't matter what spray you use. You got corner edge and it's a red spray that you can use on here. I think that dictates to an inspector or something that they did use an adhesive on this. I guess that's what that red tin is for. Other than that, you will staple it after that. Okay, after you got all this done, now you want to go ahead and fill it in. Okay, that's where you always matched up your corners so everything lines up perfectly when you put this. Don't forget about sanding, guys. I had to sand this whole ceiling about 30 times. Okay, I just want to make sure that whatever texture that they picked, I was going to do on top of this. Okay, now when you get to this point right here that you just making sure everything's smooth, everything's level, now the customer says they want a level 5. You know what a level 5 is? Level 5 is like the highest damn drywall texture that you can get. Okay? This right here applies technique. If you are a drywall and you can do a level 5, that's the guys that you want on your force. Okay? Because those guys right there treat drywall like it's paint. They don't want to see no lines. They don't want to see nothing. Okay? And that's what you want to do. You usually hold this trowel that I'm holding right here, the skim float, and you barely hold it and let it glide. Okay? You can see the glass right there. You can see the vision on there. You can see what I'm doing. Okay? Older two man does not play around when it comes to this work. Okay? Even though it looks pretty, we're still not accepting this. Okay? It looks pretty to the video. It looks pretty, but in person, I did see some imperfections. Okay? And that's when I go ahead and finish everything off the way we need to, because we level 5 in this whole damn place. This thing's gonna look smooth. Okay? Sanding, sanding. That's all I like to do. But this is really what it is. Okay. Now we go ahead and apply our tint over here to make sure that we're gonna catch our low areas. Okay. Anything that has a little problem area, that's what this tint is for. And we see that we have a little bit of problem areas, so then we're gonna go ahead and address those. Now we're gonna address these personally. These ain't like, hey, I'm gonna get the stick and the sander on it. No, I'm gonna go ahead and hit everything with the hand sander. Okay, so I can see everything blend. You have to make sure that you're blending the drywall, okay? Because if you're not blending, you finna have that dip. And that's the issue with people who apply drywall. They just say, oh, I'm just covering this hole, then it's a hump in front of it. No, you want to make sure that hump is level with the wall. Okay? After we do that, we're gonna go ahead and prime this whole damn thing. You never ever apply regular paint. I don't care if it says it has primer in it. You do not apply regular paint on top of drywall. PVA primer is what you need. Okay, this little Greco spray right here does the truth. It's primed this whole damn area for me with no issues. Okay, that's where you see the paper. That's where you see the plastic on the floor to catch that deadfall. When you anytime you spraying with a sprayer, it has deadfall. That means any particles of paint that's in the air, like you see dead dirt or what dead dust particle cells, that stuff is going to be prominent in the air after you spray. As you see, the fan here is blowing all that stuff out, but it still lands on the plastic, as you can see. Okay. Now, after you prime, you have to go ahead and caulk. Caulk every seam, every joint, anything that has a connecting part to it, you fucking caulk it, okay? And then you let it sit. I preferably like to wait a whole day before I even come back. I want to make sure that caulk is dry, okay? Now I can come back here and hit it with the colors. Now we got everything primed. We're gonna go ahead and hit it with our ceiling paint first. They got a flat ceiling paint, so use my Greco spray because I know how it's gonna lay. Put that bitch on the highest setting and let it do what it gotta do. Give myself a good new tip on here. And this is what I gotta do. That's all I hear. And that's all it's gotta do. Now I got my ceiling painted. Look at the flawless look. Okay. Had a little spot right there. I know I had to come back and see it because I seen it. Okay. You're gonna go ahead and see all this imperfections, and you want to go ahead and hit them at this point right now. Because if not, when you apply that paint, it's gonna show even more. Okay. If you can't see it with the white paint, then you're doing good. At this point, we're going to let the sun, this light shine in. So when I do apply this paint, it's going to show me the natural light that it's going to be having at any given time. And it's going to show me that if I'm laying it correctly. Okay. This is all going to be going in by hand. I'm not going to use the gun. I'm going to roll this 18-inch roller and then I'm going to cut in. Okay. That's how we're going to do that. But first, we just go ahead and prep and get our electrical fittings in, our lights. Always make sure you measure twice before you cut into this drywall. If not, you're going to be doing a lot of patchwork, okay? Now we just got to apply the rest of them. They got 8 lights in here. This thing here is going to shine like a light bulb outside, okay? You should be able to see in here like they're showing at one of those, like a gallery in New York. It's going to shine and make everything look vivid in here because everything's smooth into the touch. You're going to watch my painting. I hate painting with a passion. I do. It's one of those things that I do hate because you do this tedious work. And me, I like to cut in twice. Why? Because I know I'm going to have to put in 2 coats. So I cut in twice before I apply my first coat. Okay, then I can see what it is. If I need to apply another, go around here and cut in again, I can go ahead and cut in before I apply my last 2 coats. Okay, and I advise y'all to get an 18-inch roller. You can see how this thing works. Okay, 18-inch roller is going to do work. Okay, so don't ever go back to those little ones no more. Just get your 18-inch roller, bite the bullet. Say less. Okay, now you get in here, you put this nice little baby blue color, green color, teal color. I don't know. In person, it looks different. But on the video, it makes it look like it's a light baby blue. Okay, now we got everything done. All the colors. Took all the stuff off. Now we're going to apply the trim. Okay. The trim is the most important part because that's what's going to seal the deal into this interior portion of this build. Always make sure you're caulking, okay? Caulking seals the deal. Now we go ahead and hit this little seal right here. We're going to cut it so we can go around that. And that's what we did. Now we're using the PVC. This thing came out beautiful. You know what I'm saying? You use the product what it's intended for or manipulate the product to your standards, it can look really beautiful, okay? And this gives this floater room a whole new look and a whole new feel. Older 2 man, like and follow for more.